Dear students, good afternoon all of you. Hope you have done good in the exam. So myself Balakrishna Virala, so faculty of Made Easy. So hope you enjoyed your exam. So here a team of teachers, we would like to discuss the questions what was asked in the exam, right? So we are having data received memory based questions. So let's move on to the questions. So the first I will discuss operating system questions. Okay, so later on I will take up data structure questions. So I think all of you remember the questions. So you can just give the comment. You can just give the comments. Right. So first question on the operating system, and based on the review and the comments received from the students, paper is easy to moderate, and even many students given the comments that okay, compared to last 4-5 years, this paper is easier. Remember, when the easy paper comes, what is more important is your accuracy is more important. Okay, if it is a tough question, there is the tough paper, there is a different case. When the very easy and moderate questions paper is there, so you should maintain high accuracy. Okay, right. So let's discuss. Okay, right. So the first question, which of the following will have a starvation? I think this general question will directly discuss in the operating system in the class generally. So okay, right, everybody knows. Okay, no need of any explanation. Okay, shortage of first will have the starvation, and priority based algorithm scheduling will have the starvation. But round robin will not have any starvation, because everybody knows in the round robin we implement with the help of what? Ready queue, and in the ready queue you place the processes based on the arrival time. So this is not having any starvation, and FCFS is also not having any starvation. Okay, right. So right answer is what? A and B. Okay, which of the following will have starvation? Okay, please check carefully. In case if it is not having starvation, then you can take C and D. Okay, it is your choice, and maybe options may be changing, A, B, C, D options may be changing. You can correct according to your own data, right? So that is the first question. And the next question, this is also general question, generally we solve in the class. Okay, everybody knows this, based on multi-level paging. Consider a computer system with the 57 bits of virtual address. So please understand this based on multi-level paging. So let us say logical address is 57 bits. Okay, everybody knows logical address divided to P and D. So let us say D will be offset, and in the question he clearly clarified the page size is okay, page size is 4 KB. So just have a look. So page size is 4 KB means definitely it will take what? 12 bits, because 2 power 12 is a 4 KB, right? So this is a 12, and he clearly said page table entry size is how much here? Page table entry size is 8 bytes. Okay, so I am writing here page table entry size is 8 bytes. Okay, so this will generally, okay, that is 2 power 3, 8 bytes means 2 power 3. Now how many bits are remaining here? Okay, so 57 minus 12, if you do that, 57 minus 12 is how much here? I think that is 45 bits, correct? So in the 45 bits you have to make in arrangement that okay, every page table will fit inside the page. Okay, inside the page. So it means what? Okay, how many bits you need to maintain? You can easily check. This should be 9, this should be 9, this should be 9, this should be 9, this should be 9. Okay, so total how many levels required? 5 levels required. Okay, 5 levels required. So I mean, according to my opinion, this is very easy question. And even in the test series also, okay, we had similar kind of questions, many questions similar to this. Okay, we have solved in the class and workbook and all other place also, right? So I am expecting everyone solved it correct. So most of you giving answers correct. So that is nice. Oh, somebody is commenting easiest paper in the history. Okay, fine. Okay, right. So fine. Next question we are having. So this is okay, again based on the system calls, okay, user mode to kernel mode. So which of the following okay, option guarantee a computer system, okay, understand here, transit from user mode to kernel mode? Now remember, okay, guarantee, okay, from user mode to kernel mode. So this definitely page fault, because in the page fault, whenever the page fault comes, you do lot of activities. Okay, remember when the page fault comes, we know all the steps, what are the steps available when the page fault occurs. You need to maintain the page fault service. signal will be sent to operating system. Okay, operating system will search the page, required page in the virtual address space, and again you bring that from virtual address to physical address. So to do all that activity, definitely you need to change the mode from user mode to kernel mode. Definitely that is required in this. And in the system calls, definitely that is required. You need to change the mode from user mode to kernel mode. Definitely that is required. Okay, whenever the system call comes. But remember, in the malloc, okay, it is not required, and in the function call it is not required. Is that clear, right? So in the malloc, actually this is also given in the previous year papers. In case if you thoroughly solve all the PYQ questions, you can easily, okay, remember that in the malloc that may not required, and function call it may not required. So these three questions from the operating system are very easy, right? So why not FCFS? FCFS will not have starvation, dear Rohit Kumar. So I don't understand why you are confusing, right? So the next, if you observe the next question I found, okay, understand here, one question from the operating system. This is a little logical question. So I want to explain this based on the data I am having. So please correct me, okay, in case if the data is having any mistake. Is there any mistake in the data? You can just, if you remember that, you can understand that. Okay, fine. So he has given the two functions, incrementing function and decrementing function. Actually, this type of question also we have solved many questions in the class. Okay, in case if you just remember, this type also we have solved many questions. We are having simple incrementing function and decrementing function. This is little logical. Initial value of the x is given as what? Okay, 10. And he said he is using two things, binary semaphore. Okay, initial value s is 1, semaphore value 1, and in the counting semaphore value is 2. And he said increment function will be called 5 times, okay, and decrement function will be called 3 times. And he is asking minimum value of x, okay, minimum value of x using, okay, using binary semaphore and counting semaphore, using binary semaphore and counting semaphore. So please recollect, okay, your question whether it's correct or wrong. So I found this is little logical, but quite easy, because similar kind of questions, many questions we solved, okay, quite easy, but little logical, okay, right? You need to think, okay, 1 minute. So when it comes to binary semaphore, see, understand here, initial value of x is given as what? 10. When it is a binary semaphore, just look at, observe the program, weight of s and signal of s. Here also weight of s and signal of s. What do you understand? When it is a binary semaphore, it will simply follow the mutual exclusion. It will simply follow the mutual exclusion. It means what? Only one thread will execute at any point of time. Either this one will execute or either that one will execute. So if it is a binary semaphore, there is no logic to think. You need to execute all that. So you execute this, okay, 5 times and execute this 3 times. That's it. That will be the answer. Is that clear? Because it is following mutual exclusion when it is a binary semaphore. There is no logic, okay, in the background of binary semaphore, but there is a logic, okay, with respect to counting semaphore. Correct? So if it is a binary semaphore, okay, initial value of x is how much? Tell me, 10. So I am executing this 5 times. So it means 5 times value will increment. So that is clearly plus 5. And next 3 times this will decrement, because he is saying 3 times decrement function is called. So that is minus 3. So this how much? 15 minus 3. So that will be 12. So that is the 12 is the answer if it is a binary semaphore. And only logic is there, okay, with respect to counting semaphore. In counting semaphore, you should think little bit how you can get a minimum value of x by executing this 5 times, by executing this 3 times. Okay, so then what I will do, okay, if I am executing this 5 times, now remember this x is a simple variable, right? So here you need to think about all the 3 options. What are the 3 micro instructions? Okay, remember, loading the x value, incrementing the value, and next again storing the value. You have to think with respect to 3 different instructions there. Okay, right? Loading, increment, and storing. So then what I will do, okay, I am explaining here, okay, with counting semaphore. So counting semaphore, please understand, okay, why the logic is there in the counting semaphore? Because he said semaphore value is 2. It means what happens when the semaphore value is 2, one thread can execute this and other thread can execute this. At any point of time, the two threads can execute. Two threads can manipulate the x value. Because the semaphore value is 2, okay, this one also can execute, this one also can execute. Both two different threads can manipulate, can update, can change the x value. Right. So what is going to happen here? I will simply say, see, remember s equal to 2. I am writing here x value, initial value 10. So what I will do, first I will say down of s value becomes okay 1, successful down operation. I will execute only load here because this is having load, increment and then store. So what I will do, I will just execute what? Load. And here also what? Same thing, load, okay, increment and then store. Let us say this. Now when this is loading the x value, okay, here also you are saying down of s, okay, s value becomes 1 to 0. Now if I am loading the x value, so it will load the x value as what? 10 into registers. It will load the, okay, x value 10 into registers. Then after loading the x value as a 10 in the register, I will take the preemption. I will take the preemption. So then I will come to what? Increment function. Increment function I will execute all the 5 times. All the 5 times. If I execute 5 times, it will become how much? Tell me. Okay, 15. Yes or no? Right. If I execute 5 times, okay, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times it will increment, it will become 5. Now what I will do, okay, I have loaded, I will come back to decrement function. I will say decrement register value, it will become 9. Then I will store. Now it will become what? Suddenly store. Okay, it will decrement to 9. And if I store, now the x value becomes 9. And next, how many times still remaining? Again 2 times remaining. So next time I will execute completely decrement function, it will become 8. Next time I will execute decrement function, it will become 7. So that's it. So I executed this 5 times and I executed this 3 times. So what is the value you are getting here? 7. Okay, right? That is the minimum value. So minimum value using binary semaphore is 12 and minimum value using counting semaphore is what? 7. So that is the answer, right? So I think most of you, okay, giving correct answers. Okay, fine. So next, okay, so that is about the questions from the operating system. I think this is one question. This is a good question. I think this may be 2 marks, I think, and this question is also straightforward. This may be 2 marks question. I think this may be again 1 mark or 2 marks. I think you may be remembering that. So these are the questions we have received from operating system. And okay, so I mean just easy to moderate, easy questions only. So hope you all solved correct, right? So next, let's move on to data structures. Okay, if you see the data structures questions, let me explain that also. We have received one question, right? So this is based on the static variable. So generally I will tell that, okay, definitely the question is expected from the static variable. I hope you guys remember this. I hope you guys remember this, right? Okay, understand here, right? So in this question, okay, you can easily solve this based on the static variable question, right? I am solving this. Okay, here is a static variable. Static variable memory allocated in what? Data segment at the compile time. So what is the x value? X value is initialized with the 1. Okay, so this is in the data segment. Okay, static variable memory allocated at the compile time, everybody knows, right? So I am solving the problem, integer, okay, main, integer x comma y, here x is a local variable and y is also local variable. If the local variable not initialized, default contains garbage value, everybody knows, and x equal to foo, okay, some function you are calling. So you come here and static देखते क्या होगा, skip करेगा, right? And you say x plus plus, so x value becomes 2 here and return x, so that x value will be return value will be assigned to x, so now this x value becomes here 2. And the next time when you call the, okay, again y equal to, again you are calling that function, second time you will come here and static, okay, you will not do anything. Next when I say x plus plus, x value becomes 3 and the return x, so x value returned as what? 3. So look at here, so here this okay, function returned 3 and I take the x value. What is the x value here? X is a local variable here, I take the x value when the local variable is available. So why I should think about the static variable, right? Okay, x value is how much here? 2. So 3 plus 2 is how much here? 5. So 5 is assigned to what? Y. So y में क्या assign होगा? 5. and he's saying simply printf %ld x plus y. So x value is a 2 and y value is a 5. So 7, 2 plus 5, that is how much here? 7. 7 will be printed. So this is one of the easiest question, right? And this is the only question we have received. And somebody said one question is there, okay, based on the tree programming, okay. We have not received the actual data, but many students given the comment that tree question, that is also very easy, right? So first you are printing root node data plus left subtree and again right subtree. You are adding all of them, and then after that you are printing the values, okay. So if you execute 1-2 iterations, you can easily get the answer. So the tree question, okay, actually I have received the answer as okay, tree question, tree programming question is there, and okay, we are not having the exact data, so that is the reason I am not revealing. And next output will be like 3, 8, 16, 13, 24 and 50. Okay, so this is what I received, but we don't have exact data, so that is the reason I am not revealing. So many students said that is also very easy. And the next question is from the stack and queue. Okay, he has given some elements in the queue, maybe in the queue or stack, and he is doing some operation. Okay, he is doing some push operation, and he is doing some pop operation. Okay, he is asking maybe finally what is the top of the stack. So answer is 8. Many students given the answer. We don't have the exact values, because he is saying NQ, push operation, pop operation. Okay, in case if you guys remember, right? So that is how, okay, the answer is coming. The answer for this is 8. Okay, and 3 questions I have received from, okay, data structures. So all are easy to moderate questions only. Okay, in this time, okay, this kind of paper is there, you need to maintain high accuracy. Okay, right. So that's all from my side. So the next will continue with the, okay, other subject, okay, TOC and compiler design. Okay, Prasad sir will discuss okay, memory based questions. Thank you so much. If any questions are there, please send us a message. You can mail us or you can message us. Okay, we will make the detailed PDF and we'll upload in our Telegram channel and okay, in the website also, for your reference. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Good evening. I hope every one of you have done your exam well, very well actually. Okay. So we got some memory based questions, we will see them, and don't worry whether these are correct or not, because these are memory based question only. These may not be exactly correct. Okay. Just we will see the questions. Okay. See the first question. Actually from TOC the questions are very easy, and almost I am 100% I believe that every one of you have done 100% correct in TOC and CD. Okay. So first question, which of the following is true? The intersection of two recursively enumerable languages is recursively enumerable. This is MSQ, so directly it is direct. I have given you the properties direct, there is no tick in this, directly you can answer this question. So recursively enumerable languages are closed under intersection, so this is true, this is true. Okay. Now the intersection of two quantity free languages is quantity free, this is not, no, it is not correct, because quantity free languages are not closed under intersection, this is false. Okay. Next, the intersection of two recursive languages is recursive. Yes, true. Recursive languages are closed under intersection, and the intersection of two regular languages is regular. Yes, regular languages and recursive languages and recursively enumerable languages, these are all closed under intersection, but quantity languages are not closed under intersection. So this is the false statement, whereas A, B, C are right answers. I hope every one of you have done well. Oh, excellent. One second. This is ACD. ACD. Good. Yeah. Very good. ACD. Okay. So we will go to next question. This is numerical question. See, consider the following language double L equal to string of combinations of zeros and ones, and W does not contains consecutive 3 ones, 3 or more ones or 3 ones, both are same. Okay. This is, don't get any confusion in this, consecutive 3 ones. Okay. Then the number of states in the minimal DFA, easy, very good. So already every one of you have given the answers, good. So consecutively 3 ones, 1, 2, 3. If the language has 3 ones, we will go to dead state, 1, 2, because the question is the language W does not contains consecutive 3 ones. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. If it has 3 ones, we will go to non-final state. Otherwise, we will be in the final state only. So it can have only zeros. 1 followed by 0 will come back, and here also. And of course, you need not to write all this. So if you write 3 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 states enough. You can answer this question quickly. Good, very good. Okay. Now, so okay, yes, we'll go to next question. See this, consider the following regular expression. So how easy this question? Letter followed by letter or digit combination, letter followed by letter or any combination of letter or digit. So what will be the NFA for the given regular expression? So what is your answer? Good, very good. So letter, so minimum one symbol has to be there, minimum one symbol has to be there, letter followed by letter or digit combination. So minimum one letter. Okay. So letter or any combination of letter, or this is not the answer, because letter, then I'll move only letters or only digit is accepting. So this is not correct. Whereas this one, letter, it can have only letter, then it can have only letters or only digits or both combinations of letters and digits. So letter, then letter, again null move, again any number of letters or any number of digits. Are you seeing? or both combinations of letters and digits. So this is the right option. Simple. Okay, good. Okay, we'll go to next question. Consider the following grammar. S derives AS, B or X. X derives AX or XB or A or B. So I have told you so many times, whenever a grammar is given, first you check for the smallest string. So what is the smallest string here? If I go for S derives X, then X place you can go for A or B. So minimum one symbol A or B. So you don't get epsilon. If I go for only X, and instead of this, if I go for only X, then X place AX, AX, AX multiple times, then X can be replaced with A or B. Or X place any number of times, AX, 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 just let it be M times. Then X place you can go for XB, XB, XB like that. So again you will get any number of B's, okay, and here M and N need not be same, maybe same, maybe same or may not be same, and finally X will be replaced by either A or B. However you substitute AX or XB, there is no question of mixing A and B. It is not any combination of A and B. It is X. If I go for S, there is X, X in place of X, AX, AX, or sometimes AX or sometimes XB. It gives any number of A's then followed by any number of B's. It is not combination of A and B. So from here, if you go for S there is X, then with these productions you will get A power M followed by B power N, either M greater than equal to 1 or N greater than equal to 1. And don't get any confusion that with S derives ASB, of course, as long as we go for S derives ASB, as long as we go for S derives ASB, it gives equal number of A's and B's. But once we go to, in place of S, once if we substitute X, because to eliminate S we have to go for X. Once we go to X, and here the number of A's and B's need not be same when we go to X. So simply it is, you can ignore this one. So here the language is any number of A's followed by any number of B's, minimum one A or one B has to be there. So as per the given options, the right answer is A. This is the right answer. Okay, good. So I am very happy every one of you has done well, TOC and CD. Okay, we will go to next question. Yeah, see this question. The language accepted by the following PDA. So you know very well, we have done this question in even in the class and workbook also. Perpendicular, you just take it as a initial stack symbol. Okay, and have you observed, first symbol must be A. Okay, then only the operation will start. So tell me your answer here and see the options, and see these options may not be exactly correct in the given exam. So as per the memory based, we have received the option like this. So tell me the option. Yeah, this is somewhat better question. Yes, Pratik, and yes, the options may not be exactly the given, but one of them is right answer. Good, very good. So here first symbol is A, then if the first symbol is A, the initial stack symbol perpendicular will be replaced with A. So we can go to this one A. This A will be replaced with capital A, And have you observed, once the A will be replaced with this one, the first one, again A comes, the top is A. So again for every A simply, we have done so many questions, for every A simply it will replace with capital A. So once, if suppose there are no B's and once the string is empty, once the string is empty, you can see that string is empty and top symbol is A, then it will go to next state and this A will be deleted. This A will be deleted. Again epsilon comma A delete and epsilon comma A delete. So minimum one A has to be there. Minimum one A has to be there. So A power m, m greater than or equal to 1. That is one thing. Otherwise, suppose there are B's and first symbol must be A, and first A, the initial symbol will be replaced with capital A, and as long as A comes, every A, for every small A we replace with capital A, and when B comes, have you noticed that? And for every B we delete the top A, again B comes, we change this and it will be deleted. And here when the string becomes empty, if the top symbol is A, then only it will come to this one. So here the number of A's must be more than the B's. If A's and B's are equal, suppose I am taking one more B, we have pushed for 3 small A's, we have pushed 3 capital A's. For 3 B's, we have deleted 3 A's and string empty, stack empty, the machine stops here without accepting anything. So here number of A's must be greater than the number of B's. If number of A's are more than the B's, then it comes to here and it will delete all the remaining A's. So finally here A power m, B power n, n is less than m, or and m is minimum 1. So here according to this, the option is A. So A power m, B power n, minimum 1 A and n is less than m. Good. Okay. Now we'll go to next question. Very easy question. The regular expression for the given state diagram. Tell me. We have done n number of questions like this. Okay, good. Very simple. So anyway, you know very well this is the dead state, and from initial to here we will go on 1. Once we come to here, it is any number of zeros or any combination, any number of 1 1 1 1, or it is at this state it is any combination of zeros and 1 1, simply 1 followed by 0 1 1 whole star. So 1 followed by 0 1 1 whole star. So this is the answer. So how questions are very easy from TOC. Okay, I hope every one of you have done correctly. So all the best. Okay, thank you.
right? Yeah, good evening students. I am Srinivas. I am a faculty of English, made easy. So we were able to receive about 3 questions. I heard that there are some more, but one question from critical reasoning which carries 2 marks and 2 1-mark questions. Look at this. This is from an area called sentence completion. We have a sentence, a part of it is underlined and a part of it is there is a blank, and you need to complete the blank. There are 4 options. Read the question first. We reached the station late and dash missed the train. We have 4 options: utterly, mostly, near and nearly. Let's use elimination technique. We discussed elimination technique in the classes, right? This is wrong because what you require, near is wrong because what you require here is an adverb. What does an adverb do? Adverb modifies a verb, an adjective and at another adverb. Here this verb missed needs to be modified by an adverb. Near is an adjective. So that's wrong. We have nearly, mostly, utterly. Utterly is misfit here because if you take the meaning of the word utterly, utterly means completely, absolutely, totally. That is not suitable. Now we have mostly and nearly. Now mostly means almost, to a great extent. To a great extent. That's why it's also wrong. So only option left is D. Nearly means we were almost, we were missing it. Fortunately we got the train. Okay, it was a narrowly we were able to get into the train. So answer is nearly. Nearly missed is correct. That's an adverb. Let's look at the next question. This is from an area called analogy, my dear friends. From an area called analogy. To be able to find out the answer, first you need to understand the relationship between these 2 words. What are these 2 words? Often and frequently are adverbs of frequency. They talk about the frequency. Often and frequently are adverbs. They talk about the frequency. So that means the 2 words belong to the same part of speech. Now you need to find out a word which gives the same part of speech of this word kind. Kind is used broadly in 2 senses. Kind as an adjective is used in the sense of compassionate, good at heart. If somebody is kindly, he is lovable, he is good at heart, he has compassion towards others, a kind person, a kind gesture. That is an adjective. But here it is not used as an adjective, it is used as a noun in the form of class, type, category, okay, tarika, right, okay. So answer is kind and type, or nouns. Often and frequently are adverbs. So kindly is the adverb form of the adjective kind, but it's not used as an adjective, it is used as a noun. So cruel and mean more or less have the same sense, right? So answer is first one, type. What type of car is it? What kind of a vehicle is it? What kind of a person is he, right? Tarika. Kind means a type, sort, category, manner. So answer is type A. Now we have a question from critical reasoning, important one, and those 2 questions are relatively very easy, and you look at this question. This is from an area called critical reasoning, carrying 2 marks. 90% of the pregnant women take medical care at least once before childbirth. Out of these 90%, 60% took medical care from doctors, while the remaining took medical care from health providers, right? If you observe the questions, here the source of support is mentioned in the passage, but the questions have nothing to do with the source of support. What is the source of support? Some people received the support from doctors, some people received the support from health providers. But about doctors and health providers, it's not given in any one of the options. Then what is a matter of concern here in the questions is the percentage. More than half of the pregnant women took medical care at least once before childbirth. It is in very much close relation with the information in the first part of the sentence, right? Now let's use the elimination technique. This is wrong. Exactly half is wrong. It is more than half. 60% of 90% is 54. 54 means more than half. Half means 50%, right? So exactly half is beyond half. That's why C should be eliminated. Now the options that you can eliminate is, out of the rest of the three, A, B, D, there are two options which have similarity. What are those? What is that similarity? Yahan dekho, look at this, utmost is given, and where else do you find utmost? In B also, utmost is given. Utmost refers to the maximum end, right, to a great extent, and at least refers to the lowest end. Why do we need to take at least? Because it is directly reflecting somewhere in the passage, right? So option B and D are contradictory to the information given in the passage. C is of course irrelevant, it is also opposite, it is exactly is not matching with this. So answer is obviously first one, at least. Just relate this information with this. More than half, you understand more than half, because 60% of 90% is obviously more than half, 54. So answer is directly at least should be matched with at least, right? That's it. In C, at least is given, suitable word is given, but he said exactly half. This part of the word is spoiling the answer, right? Answer is A. Got it? Right, my dear friends. So next reasoning sir, reasoning aptitude sir will go and discuss the questions. Good luck, kids.
Well, dear students, this year computer science paper seems to be more of on the manageable side as far as aptitude is there. So you can classify it to be in either your technical subject, or basically we also deal with base system in aptitude. So here it goes. We have to convert it from base 4. We want to bring it on to base of 5. That can be easily done. We know for bringing it on to base of kindly excuse me, base of 10, what we do, 4 power 0, 4 power 1 and 4 is square out to it. So 16 into 1 will come out to be 16, 4 into 3 will come out to be 12, and 1 unity into 2 will come out to be 2. If we add them, it is coming out to be 28 into 30. 30 on the base of 10. Now we need to convert it on to base of 5, and we know how to convert it repetitively, keep on dividing it by 5. So 6 times 0 is the remainder, 5 1 time 1 is the remainder, 1 1 0 it will become on the base of 5. So as such, when we want to convert it on to binary base, repetitively we were dividing by 2, and the remainders will be collected in the reverse chronological order when we were doing it on the binary base. Same thing when we are coming back, we used to raise 2 raised to the power 0, 2 raised to the power 1 and 2 cube. Similarly here what we are doing, 4 power 0, 4 power 1, 4 is square. So we reach on to base of 10, and once we reach on to base of 10, we can easily reach on to base of. So this is first chapter what we do, right? This question is more or less manageable. You might have done such things in your digital or somewhere else as well. Now here comes a simple question based upon function, which is based upon iteration. So क्या करना था यहाँ पे? Definition is already given to you. Fn plus 1 is equal to Fn plus Fn minus 1, right? So here we have this thing. Now we need to put here, substitute the value and iterate it, right? So really simple question. A little bit of patience was actually required out here, right? So we have f7 is already claimed as 60 and f6 is equal to 37. He wants the value of f4, f1, and then there were value 4, 5, 8 or something like these options were there. So I can write here, put n equal to 6, f7, here it will become f6 plus 1, f7, and here it will become f of 5. So f7 is equal to f6 plus f5. This value f7 is already given to me as 60, f6 is already given to me as 37. Subtract them, and similarly we can calculate each and every value here. It will come out to be 23. f5 is already equal to 23, f6 is already equal to 37. Subtract them, f4 will come out to be 14. Same thing you apply here, f5 is already equal to 23, f4 had come out to be 14, so f3 will come out to be 9, right? Just mere case of subtraction, or we could have directly seen 60 minus 37 is 23, put here 23, 37 minus 23 will come out to be 14, 23 minus 14 will come out to be now f3 is 9, f4 is 14, that will come out to be, f2 will come out to be 5, and you put here f2 is equal to 5, this value is already equal to 9 out from there, so f1 will come out to be 4, f1 will come out to be 4, so here it is. So just you need to do fundamental subtraction after iterating the values. You may ask, ये आया कैसे? ये आया ऐसे ही. Put here 6, will get this equation. In this original function, put n equal to 6 in the original function, will get this equation. Put n equal to 5 in the original function, will get this equation. Put n equal to 4 in the original function, will get this equation. Put n equal to 4, 4 plus 1, 5, f5 is equal to f4 plus f3. And put n equal to 3 in the original function, and put n equal to 2 in the original function. Put n equal to 2 in the original function, 2 plus 1, f2 plus 1, f3 should be equal to f2 plus f1. Just iteration will directly give you an answer. So I hope you do not have even iota of a concern in this question. Just merely iterating the values. Here it goes, just mere question of iteration and subtraction, right? This is already clear, right? Then we have one more thing which I want to tell you here. This is maybe an incomplete question. Whatever we are doing here, whatever we are trying to do, all of us as a team, is based upon the limited feedback we have got from the student. Data may be here and there, so it is based upon only the limitation of the data what we have. Suppose you look at a 3-dimensional figure, which one of the following may be necessarily be true? If you are looking a 3-dimensional figure from any side, what is bound to happen? Number one, all part may be concave. Exactly wrong, because if we are looking it from one side, first of all, let me explain you. This is a concave one, wherever one angle is more than 180 degree. Right, 180 say bada angle hoga, interior angle should be more than 180 degree. That means in this what should happen, its diagonal, one of the diagonals should definitely move outside the polygon, is a concave polygon, right? Or point of intersection of the diagonal, at least one point of intersection of the diagonal should be outside the polygon, then it's a concave one. Also, there can be many definitions. One of the definition can be here, that this interior angle can be equal to, for your understanding this is more than sufficient, one of the interior angle should be more than 180 degree. So if base polygon is concave, right, but we cannot say we are seeing it from one side, that is the limited data what we have. It is not necessarily that each and every face will come out to be concave. We have, from seeing it one side, we cannot see the back face or the adjacent face or any other face. So all is absolutely wrong. If it's a convex one, right, data is not here from where we are looking, what we are doing. So from, I'm answering it on the basis of only limited data. Please mind one thing, right? If we will get the complete question, we'll be able to help you. All part are convex. Convex means any polygon like this, where each of the interior angle is less than 180 degree. So if we are looking from one face, it is not necessarily that all other faces will be convex. All other faces, interior angles for all other faces will be convex. Anything, for example, we are looking at a cube or a cuboid, all angles are 90. But if we are looking at one face, we cannot say about any other face, right? All and all, due to all and all, does not seem to be a possible. The figure can have edges but not corners. Edges, if there will be edges, there will be definitely corners. Cube will have edges. Cube will have definitely edges. Tetrahedron will have edges. So whenever there are edges, whenever two edges will meet, we'll get a corner which is termed as a vertex. So the figure can have edges but no corners. Does not seem to be correct. If edges are there, if edges, wherever edges are going to meet, we are going to get a vertex, which is also in colloquial language, it is termed as vertex. In general term, in colloquial language, it can be termed as corners. So how can we have edges but no corners? So now some part may be convex or some part may be concave. For example, if I am seeing it from this side, one of the angle can appear to be this, but from other side the angles can be less than 180 degree. From this side, if you look it from this side, this angle is more than 180 degree from here. Other interior angles can be less than 180 degree. So according to whatever limited data we have, this one seems correct. I hope I will have no more questions. This is exactly correct. If you will give me the correct question, I will fetch you a very correct answer. This is based upon the limited data what we have. And another one is this is done. This is simple iteration based. Oh, one more is there. Extremely sorry. One more question is there. Forget about the question. One of the function f, say I say f of t, you want to say t or f of x, whatever it is equal to 0.01 t square, and then gt is a function that is equal to 4t. First of all, the first function is an upward open parabola passing through origin. Passing through origin, there is no shift in the parabola. It is absolutely a parabola. The lesser the coefficient means flatter the curve, right? And this second is a straight line. Let me reduce the size. Yes, this is a parabola which is ft shown by the 0.01 t square. I will write here a ft 0.01 t square is the parabola. Gt is equal to 40. Line inclined at the greater angle than this, and this is a line. First of all, we only need to find out whether this line will be intersecting the parabola or it will not be intersecting the parabola. This line is 40. Gt is equal to 40. So if we put both of these values to be equal, how? The point of intersection will be given by when the y ordinate will be equal. 40.01 t square is equal to 40. We can take here t common. 0.01 into t should be equal to 4, and hence either t can be equal to 0 or t can be equal to 400. So point of intersection is one is origin. Obviously we all can claim both the line they started, the curve which is the parabola and the line, they both started from origin, right? Here on the positive side of the x-axis, here is one point of intersection. Another point of intersection is at t equal to 400. Both are meeting. Now no need of solving question beyond this point. What he is asking is ft greater, simple, I will make things very simple for you. Is parabola greater than the line or is line greater than the parabola? This is a really simple question, whether line is greater than the parabola or parabola is greater than the line. So whenever x is less than 300, this is below. Whenever x is t is more than 400, not 300, my mistake. Whenever beyond 300, this is less. Beyond 400, it is coming out to be more. So both things will follow. We cannot, ft is less than gt. अब यहाँ पे ये भी देखना होगा, was it always or is it for some value? If it is for some value at least this will hold true, and for some values this will hold true. For few values line will be greater, and for few values parabola will be greater. No need of doing anything. If you want to have a detailed look at it, I can convince you by one more thing. You put anything more than 400 out there. You put anything more than 400 out there in first equation, which is ft is equal to 0.01 into we have say you put anything which is more than 400. For the sake of simplicity, what could be easy than putting 500 here? So this value will come out to be 25 into 10 raised to the power 4 into 0.01. So double 0 cancels out, only will get 20. And line GT will come out to be 4 into 500, that is equal to 2000. Simple test, acid test is there. If we are putting t equal to 500 in the first, this parabola is coming out to be greater. See here, if I put any value more than 400, my dear students, parabola is above, line is below, and vice versa. If we put any value less than 400, you can put any value less than 400. Put here 1. Why you are f of 1? F of 1 0.01 into 1 square, which is very less, and g of 1 4 into 1, which is definitely more. This is coming out to be more. G1 is more than F1, but he is saying, are there some values? Yes, there are absolutely some values where parabola is less, line is greater. Obviously for any value more than 400, vice versa will happen. So the answer is, at least for some values ft will be greater than gt, and at least for some value gt will be greater than ft. Both will exist for few values. So this is all about. I hope I have got only these 4 questions with me. You can keep on sending me question and you can keep on getting answers, right? I hope any other thing. Yes, we have done most of the things. This according to me was on the moderate side and more manageable by students. So computer science is feedback is same as the last year was on the manageable side, right? I hope English, one question was on the DICE side, which Srinivas sir had already given you an idea. Type, and most of the students have made mistaken. Thank you so much, guys. Rise higher, shine brighter. All the best.
Good evening, one and all. So I have received 2 questions from discrete mathematics. One question is based on recurrence relation and another question is based on subgroup concept. Okay, let me explore those 2 questions now. So one question, recurrence relation, they provided ln is equals to ln minus 1 plus ln minus 2. With some base condition, they provided L1 is equals to 1 and L2 is equals to 3. This is the base condition they provided. L2 is equal to 3, and they have provided multiple options here. Let we have 4 options. So I don't want to list out all 4 options. Let me see the correct answer for this question. And one option they provided ln is equals to 1 plus square root of 5 by 2 whole to the power of n plus 1 minus square root of 5 by 2 whole to the power of n. So this question we can solve in 2 different approaches, friends. One is by using method of characteristic roots or else by using substitution method, right? The substitution method is so simple. You take n is equals to 1 and verify is this value is providing 1 or not, and substitute n is equal to verify is it providing 3 or not. So obviously if you substitute n is equal to 2 here, L2, it is a plus b whole square plus a minus b whole square. After simplification you will get result is 3. So obviously this is the correct answer. This is one way to solve the problem. And another way to solve the problem, you can apply method of characteristic roots. So the characteristic equation for this problem is, which we already discussed in the class, so which is t square minus t minus 1 is equal to 0. This is a characteristic equation. Now if you solve this characteristic equation, we will get roots for given equation, that is 1 plus or minus square root of 5 by 2, because it is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where roots for that equation is minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So substitute ABC values, you will get 1 plus or minus square root of 5 by 2, right? So with these roots we will get general solution or complementary function like c1 into 1 plus square root of 5 by 2 whole to the power of n plus c2 into 1 minus square root of 5 by 2 whole to the power of n, right? So as we know the base condition L1 is equal to 1 and L2 is equals to 3. So substitute those base conditions and you will get two equations in terms of C1 comma C2 and solve them, you will get this answer. Okay, so the first approach is best approach. Take n value and substitute, you will get answer. Option is B, friends. This is one question I got from the recurrence relation. Okay, another question which I have received based on group theory concept. Okay, so they define X is a set. They define X is a set. X is a set, and 2 power x is called power set of the x. Power set of the x, and for any two sets A comma B, they define A delta B is equals to A minus B union of B minus A. B minus A, and they define one set H is equals to 2 power x with binary operation is set difference. Okay, with the binary operation is symmetric difference. Now they are asking about characteristic of H. So they provide 4 options like A, B, C, D. The first option which I got from the student data, H is a subgroup. H is a subgroup. Yes friends, here H is nothing but which contain power set of the set X with set, it is called symmetric difference. So if you have symmetric difference, so this set is forming group because it is satisfying closure property, associative property, identity property, and then inverse property, right? So it is inverse property satisfied because every element is having self inverse. Every element is having self inverse, and identity element property is also satisfied here, which is empty set in this case. Okay, so therefore H is called subgroup of the G. Okay, that statement is correct. H is subgroup of given group. And the second statement they provided, every element is having self inverse. Yes, every element is having self inverse, that is also true. Remaining two statements which I collected data from the student, H is not subgroup of G. No, this is not correct. Okay, and fourth option they provided, inverse of set A is its complement. No, that is also not correct. Okay, inverse of set A is not its complement. So first one is H is subgroup of G, which is correct, and the second one is every element is having self inverse. So these are the two questions which I received from the students. Okay, once we get more number of questions, we'll update solutions in the GATE website. Okay, thank you friends, thank you so much. Hello students, I am Sagar Pingili. I hope you done well in the exam. Here I am going to discuss computer organization and architecture questions based on the student's memory. Here first question is displayed. You just read the question. It's a 3-stage pipeline processor having delays of 10 nanosecond, 20 nanosecond, 14 nanosecond respectively, and there is no buffer delay, there is no hazards. In every one cycle, one instruction is inserted in the pipeline. Now we need to find out the execution time of 100 instructions. So according to your class notes as well as the online test series, we have so many questions related to the pipeline. So this is a fundamental question in the pipelining topic of computer organization subject. Okay, so according to the question, simply we are going to take the input values. So here K value given 3-stage pipeline. Cycle time of the pipeline is equal to maximum of a stage delay. So that is maximum of 10 nanoseconds, 20 nanoseconds and 14 nanoseconds, that is equal to 20 nanoseconds. So n is already given, that is equal to 100. Where n is finite, we are using the formula to calculate the execution time of the program is execution time equal to k plus n minus 1 into tp. This is a direct formula used to calculate the execution time of a program where n is finite. Okay, now substitute the values 3 plus 100 minus 1 into 20 nanosecond. Compute this, so that computational value 2040 nanoseconds. Okay, so the time required to complete 100 instructions in the pipeline processor is 2040 nanoseconds. Is it correct? Hope you done correct in the exam. Next question, according to the student's memory, is displayed on the screen. You just see the question once. It is a 8-way set associative cache of 64 KB. 1 KB equal to 1024 bytes used in the system with a byte addressable main memory of 32 bit. So here main memory address given, cache memory configuration is also given. We need to find out number of tag bits required in the address format. Okay students, so again this is also the fundamental question in the cache memory design. So when you see the running notes of your class notes as well as online test series questions, okay, you have done many questions based on this concept. So this is a fundamental question of cache memory in the computer organization subject. Okay, we'll see the analysis of this question. So very simple thing, cache memory capacity given, that is equal to 64 KB. Cache memory configuration given, that is 8-way set associative cache. Okay, so now in this question block size not given. When block size not given, okay, assume block size equal to word size. When block size not given, assume as block size equal to word size. Again, when I see the question, there is no word size mentioned. When word size is not given, assume that word size equal to byte. So when block size equal to byte, automatically number of lines in cache memory is equal to number of cells in the cache. Okay, so how many cells given? 64 kilo cells. Therefore 64 kilo lines are present in the cache memory, right? Now this is a set associative cache. When it is set associative cache, number of sets S equal to n by p way. Okay, n indicates number of lines, 64 kilo lines, p value given 8 way. So this is 2 power 16 upon 2 power 3, that become 2 power 13. So this is the number of sets. Okay, according to the question, main memory address given 32 bit. So that 32 bit address format in the set associative cache is interpreted as 32 bit physical address divided into tag and set offset. They mentioned as a index. and after that block offset they given. So where block size is not given, when it is equal to the 1 byte, no need of its address. Okay, this set offset depends on the number of sets. So log 2 power 13 base 2, that is 13-bit address. So 13-bit address required for the index of the cache. Remaining bits are used as a tag bits. So tag bits in this address format is 32 minus 13, that is 19-bit. So according to the question, number of bits required in the tag is 19. So answer is 19 bits. Okay students, so these are the two questions which I received based on the students' memory. So these are the questions from the computer organization subject. These are already discussed in the class notes as well as the online test series and also in the GTQ. Thank you students.
Hi, hello, good afternoon everyone. This is Ravi Kumar. Hope you are doing good. How was the exam? Right. Good evening Pratik. Right. So let us see some of the questions which are given in today's examination from algorithm and database management system. So a small disclaimer. Okay, so as I received the data, I am just explaining. So in case if any data change in the original question, so we'll do again one more solution video next after the official question paper released. Okay, so as far I received the data, I am trying to give the answers. Okay, right. So yeah, in single linked list, address of node to be deleted and head node is given, and double linked list, address of node to be deleted and head node is provided. What is time complexity to delete node from single linked list and double linked list? Okay, right. What is the see now actually he is not mentioned, it is a sorted single linked list, so it means it is unsorted single linked list. By default it is unsorted single linked list, right? So we need to delete the node. Delete node, for example, so this is the node and some data is there in the node 10, 8, 15, 20, 25, 16, something like this, right? So the head pointer is given, and the node which he is trying to delete, that pointer is also given. Okay. See, if it is a sorted double linked, if it is a sorted single linked list, so I can't do, okay, in worst case it become order of n, okay, but it's an unsorted single linked list. What we can do, this head data store in this place. Okay, so that means, for example, okay, so take some temp variable, some extra variable, temp equal to head pointer, Okay, so head move head to the next position, head next. So head is comes to here, and here temp is there, one extra pointer we considered, right? Now this head data is copied in this given pointer. Okay, so means a temp data we can say. So that means this given pointer dot data equal to temp dot data. Okay, then free temp means this 10 is replaces here and free temp. Okay, in this way you can do in order of one time, right? Yeah, see, in any data structure, node deleted. Okay, why we create some node deleted means data should be deleted, that's it. So previously 1 2 3 4 5 6 nodes are there, and means 6 nodes having some data. Okay, so one node has to be deleted means data related to that node has to be deleted. Okay, it doesn't like in array also. Okay, so delete one element means the data related to that. How you will delete is how efficiently you can do that, has to be the correct answer, right? So yeah, many people might have think that okay, using one more traverse the list and go to the previous, and like that also you can delete, but in this case constant time, and that is become order of n time. But in always GATE examination, okay, should choose the best possible algorithm, right? Okay, so don't worry. So as far I received the data I am explaining. Okay, so don't take much tension now. Okay, there is no option 1 for single linked list. See, if in case if option order of one option is not there for single linked list, okay, order of one option not there for single linked list, then you can obviously order of n. Okay, so that means see order of n is the second method. So you have to traverse the list and previous pointer, and based on that you all know that I'm not extending that. So double linked list, there is no confusion, it is deletion cost is constant. Okay, if the question is this, okay, if options are given order of 1 and order of 1 both are given, then definitely answer should be B. Okay, so that's what I mean to say. So what I received the data and what I have the options, based on that I am trying to give the answer. Okay, so paper level is means whatever we received the questions. See, so some questions which we received is might be the little easier questions maybe. Okay, so some questions which are not received might be the more than difficulty level. So I can say the paper is moderate or okay, little not easier also, because whatever we received, okay, that may be easy questions, but of the questions not received, okay, those questions might have a little lengthier also. Okay, don't worry about the paper difficulty level and all right now. Okay, worst case means most efficient algorithm. Okay, most efficient algorithm, whatever the time complexity in worst case, so that is the general worst case time complexity. Okay, right. So next let's move to the next question. Okay, so what is max heap sequence? So this question, okay, straight away you can just find the max heap of 10 elements. Okay, so see which sequence is suitable for the max heap. Okay, there is nothing much complication here, it is very standard model question, right? So if we see the option A, if you see the option A, 23 root is fine, 14, 19, 1. See, one child can't be bigger than that, so option A is wrong. Okay, then if you take option B, 23. Okay, then if you construct option B, 23, 17, 14 is fine, and this is 7, 13 is not violated max heap condition, 10 1 is also not violated max heap condition. 5 6 12, 5 smaller than parent and 6 12 is not violated max heap condition. As per I received this data, so B is the correct answer, and it is multiple choice question, hope so. So the answer to this question is B. Okay, right. MCQ only. This was damn easy question. Jubesh says that, right. There is nothing much to wait for this question, right? Okay, moving to the next one. Okay, yeah. So if you remember this question, just see is this data is correct as you think. Okay, so let U is 1 2 3 and 2 power p denote the power set of U. Okay, consider a simple undirected graph which has V belongs to power set, vertices are belongs to power set, and edge between vertex A to B. Okay, if and only if A not equal to B, means okay, A and B is not same vertex, okay, means no self loop. Okay, and edge between, these are the condition for the edges. Okay, the edge between A subset are equal to B or B subset are equal to A, either A subset are equal to B or B subset are equal to A, right? Yeah, options may have suffered. Okay, that's fine. Is this data is okay? Yeah, I gave harder question than this in GTQ, right? Okay, but see, okay, see, as per this data I am explaining, so see, U is 1 2 3 and power set and like empty set, and 1 2 3 1 2 2 3 1 3 and 1 2 3 are the vertices, means total 8 vertices. Okay, 8 vertices, right? Now edges, okay, edge between A to B, A is not equal to B, means not like a self loop. Okay, either A subset are equal to B or B subset are equal to A. Okay, A subset are equal to B or B subset are equal to A. It means phi subset of everyone, right? Phi subset of everyone. Next, this one subset of 1 2, one subset of 1 2 3, and okay, two subset of 1 2 and two subset of 2 3, and one subset of 1 2 3 also, 1 3 also, and two subset of these two. Okay, and two also subset of 1 2 3, and three subset of 1 3, and three subset of 2 3, and 3 subset of 1 2 3. These are the edges, right? And how many different BSTs? How many different BSTs from A is the source? From this source, how many different BSTs? See, this is subset of everyone. So this edge between this vertex to every other vertex, edge between this vertex to every other vertex. So if you start from this Q, the remaining vertices can be visit any order. If there is no more conditions in the conditions related to the edge, if these conditions of the edges is correct, okay, then answer should be 7 factorial. Okay, if this is the condition, okay, if this correct data for the condition which is given for edges, answer should be 7 factorial, right? Right. Satyam, Navdeep, right, Pratik, very good. Okay, hope it is clear this. Okay, So this is the graph, and if the BSTs, BFS, okay, breadth first search is applied from the cube, okay. So because this is subset of everyone, so there is a edge from this vertex to every other vertex. If you take this empty, this vertex is a source vertex, all other vertices can be visited in any order, okay. So total possible sequences are 7 factorial, right. They asked cardinality. So let's see the original data, because this is a so many conditions in the question. So in case the data which I received doesn't not having all the conditions, then it might have different thing. That's the reason before starting I told you whatever I am explaining, it is based on the data available to me, right. Okay. Next, see this question, asymptotic notations question. Okay, so it's a direct question. So f of n is n, f of n is n, and g of n is n square. So f of n, big O of g of n, little o of g of n, omega of g of n, and is in little omega of g of n, right. Right, okay. So there is the like n asymptotically smaller than n square. So f of n big O of g of n is also fine, okay. So f of n is little o of g of n is also fine, okay. So f of n big O of g of n means less than equal to, asymptotically less than equal to g of n, and f of n little o of g of n means asymptotically smaller than g of n, okay. So A and B, right. One notational question. So in GTQ also, during analysis I told you last 3-4 years, last 4-5 years, every year one notational question they use to, they are asking. So this time also they given one notational question, right. Okay. Next, let's see the DBMS questions. So I received only 2 questions. So for a given instance of the database, the number of records, that instance is given, some data instance is given, number of records, okay. Select star from the student relation whose gender is female and marks greater than 65. There is nothing much to explain, okay. Gender is female and marks greater than 65. So this is not true, and this is not true, and not greater than 65 is true, okay. So only 2 records in the result. So answer to this question, as I received the data, is 2 records in the result of the relation, okay. What is arity of the relational table? So it is one normal definition. Arity means number of attributes of the table, cardinality means number of records of the table, okay. So he is asking what is arity. Arity means number of attributes of the table. So arity is the number of attributes of the table. These are all the questions which I received from Algo and DBMS. Thank you so much. All the very best for your result.
Good evening. As per the students has given the data for the computer networks. So 5 questions you got from the different layers of the networking. Okay, so here the first question I think as per the students data, they have given the OSPF routing protocol, open system, okay, path forwarding you can say. So basically that is the intra-domain routing protocol. So you know RIP is one protocol, the other one is the OSPF. Both are intra-domain routing protocols, okay, which are used in a single autonomous system. I think this question came from the network layer. So these are the information which is given by the student. Accordingly, we are collecting we are giving. So and the second question here, stop and wait ARQ. So basically they have not mentioned. So basically here is coming from the data link layer. Okay. I think Bilal is asking, is it hierarchical? Yes, I am going to explain that whether it is a hierarchical or not. Also I will explain whether it is a Belmont Ford or is the inter-domain. All these things I am explaining. So just I am giving the outline. What are the different questions which are asked in the different layers? Joseph, I am also going to explain that question. I mean, you are giving some information. Okay, 10 objects. And this persistent and non-persistent, this comes under the application layer, like protocols like HTTP, FTP. This is one of the HTTP protocol. That means if it is a persistent HTTP, how to solve. If it is a non-persistent, how to solve. So these are the different questions which they have distributed from the different layers. Okay, and here this is a very simple question. This is also comes under the network layer, or specifically the IP addressing question. In fact, you can say this is somewhat like a longest mask matching concept. That means when a packet comes to a router and a router has find more than one path, then the path which is having more number of ones in the mask is preferred, and that would be the answer. I am just giving an outline what type of questions they have given. And this wraparound comes under the TCP protocol they have given. Okay, as for the students data, I got some 5 questions. Okay, yeah, I will explain whether it is hierarchical or not. Okay, so here you can see this is the stop and wait protocol. They are asking the link utilization. See, basically if I have taken a sender computer and receiver computer, so basically inside the LAN, local area network, so if you are applying this protocol called stop and wait ARQ, so when you use a word called LAN, L will be small, length value will be small generally, okay, because inside a LAN the length value will be small, then the propagation time will be length upon velocity, you know. And when we talk about something called percentage of link utilization, and they are asking regarding the stop and wait ARQ, so n value will be 1, I mean the window size value will be 1. So here I can written as transmission time upon transmission time plus 2 into PT. That means out of the total time that is given, how much time you transmit, that comes under the percentage of what? The link utilization. So they are giving the options regarding the link length and the transmission rate. See, basically when they use a word like a transmission rate, they should be more specific actually. The reason is, so here when you apply this formula, the transmission time is nothing but what? Data size upon the bandwidth. Okay, so bandwidth is something like the capacity of the link or the maximum threshold of the link. But here in the problem, when they use a word like the transmission rate, so basically transmission rate, another logic is the throughput also. So whether they are talking about a bandwidth or whether they are talking about a throughput also, we have to consider. So generally in the LAN, so when you apply in this formula, transmission time means what? Data size, okay, upon bandwidth divided by TT plus 2 into PT. So since here the PT value, propagation time, is length upon velocity, so when the see here I have, as per the student data, when they mention that link utilization is less, this value should be less. So when this value should be less, you know, propagation time formula is what? Length upon velocity. So when length is large, denominator value will be large, overall value will be less. So then the link utilization is less as per this formula. Okay, like that. So here L should be large. And second point is whether they want to consider this transmission rate as the throughput, or they want to consider this transmission rate as the bandwidth, that should be specified. But normally when they mentioned in the stop and wait ARQ, link utilization will be less, means obviously it will be less only because you are transmitting only one frame. But when they have considered these parameters, okay, according to that information, that whether they want to consider the transmission rate as throughput or not, they have to clearly specify. So accordingly you can put a answer according to the information. Okay, fine. And I hope this is a very standard question, like in the network layer they have asked about it. Like these are the interfaces of the router, you can call them as subnet IDs. Yes, okay. Okay, subnet IDs and the subnet mask and the interface IDs. That means, so the basic idea is when there is a router and a packet is coming, the packet will have the destination address. So that destination IP you have to perform bitwise and with the mask of every interface. Once you perform bitwise and whatever the final value you get, I mean the subnet ID or the net ID, it should match with this ID, then via that interface it is going to be forward. Okay, so if you observe, they have given in this problem, this is the destination IP according to the student's information. So when this IP 200.150.68.118, so when this IP you perform bitwise and with this particular mask, you are going to get subnet ID. When you perform, you are getting this subnet ID. Since you are getting this subnet ID, then you have to forward via this interface. But you should not stop at that particular point. You have to go with the other interface also. Because how generally the router, it will be like this. So as per this problem, there are 4 interfaces. So possibly when it is not matching with any one of the interface, then the packet has to be forwarded via the default path. So here in this problem it is matching. Same, the same IP, when you perform bitwise and with this second entry mask, I mean second row, you are getting this value also. Then via this interface 2 also, you have to forward. Now again this particular IP, when you perform bitwise and with this third row, you are getting the subnet ID. So this also going to get the answer. So we are getting these 3 answers. So these model questions we are going to discuss, I mean we have discussed in the class a lot. So when you get a more than one answer, so the preferred concept, whatever you are going to use it, what? Longest mask matching, or you can also call it as the longest prefix matching. Means what is the meaning? When a packet comes to the router and the router has identified that there are more than one path, then the path which is having more number of ones in the mask is preferred. You can see out of these 3, in the third row, more number of ones are available. Okay, you can see more number of ones. Sir, why more number of ones? When you have more number of ones, then less number of zeros. You can see here we have only 8 zeros are there. So less zeros, that means what? Less host. Less host means that is the inner subnet where exactly the data has to go to that particular computer in that subnet. So out of all this, the interface which has to forward is what? 3 is the answer. Okay. I think most of the students has given the answer as 3 only. Vijay, Anand, good, very good. Rohit, Kumar, Joseph, yes. Siraj Patel, good, good. Yes, correct. So this is a very last year they asked about a address segregation, but it is a direct question. Okay. This is one problem I think one of the student is asking regarding this protocol OSPF, Open System Path Forwarding, you can say. So basically what is going to happen, you know, the whole internet is divided into small autonomous systems like this. Suppose say AS1 and AS2. Okay? Then these all are the routers. So basically in the WAN area or in the internet we talk about the routers only. So a router in one autonomous system, if you want to send the data to a router within the same autonomous system, then such a protocol we will call it as the intra-domain routing protocol. So actually why they have divided into a different autonomous system? To make the things easier by applying the divide and conquer concept actually. So this is one autonomous system and this is another autonomous system like that. Okay, but if you want to send the data from a router in one autonomous system to a router in another autonomous system, then we will call that protocol as the inter-domain routing protocol. So basically what is you define a protocol is set of rules, means set of algorithms. In that internally it is going to use a group of algorithms. So here in this intra-domain, the basic protocols what we are going to use is RIP. The other protocol is what? OSPF. So this gives you an idea. This RIP and OSPF are the protocols which are going to work in a small area, okay, but not between the autonomous systems. Okay. Now we are saying that RIP is a protocol, means set of rules. In that one of the rule or one of the algorithm which is going to use is the distance vector routing. And here in this OSPF, internally it is going to use the link state routing algorithm. Okay. Now here you see OSPF uses the inter. They use a word like inter. It's a intra, na? So accordingly whether they have given a incorrect or the false, you can say the correct answer is what? Intra-domain routing protocol. Okay, fine. And you can see OSPF uses Dijkstra's algorithm for the shortest path. So basically here this RIP, the distance vector routing, internally it is going to use a Bellman-Ford algorithm. Later it has been updated by the Fulkerson. But in the case of OSPF, for converting the graph into tree, it is going to use the Dijkstra's algorithm. So if they have mentioned the Dijkstra's algorithm for finding the shortest path, so that is the correct only. Okay, and where exactly you are going to get, does OSPF implement a hierarchical routing? The basic idea of hierarchical routing is logically the table size has to be reduced, so when a packet comes, the searching time will be less and packet will be forwarded fastly. If you observe the class notes, I used to talk about something like intra-domain protocol with the areas. So in a single autonomous system, what exactly going to happen? Again it is further divided into areas like this. Like here we have something like area border routers which are connected to the backbone link, and here the different LAN networks will be there. Okay, so here this particular router we will call it as the area border routers. Area border routers. Here we will call it as area 1, area 2, and here this particular is call it as the area 0. So if you observe the table of the area border router, it is going to contain the information, the routers in one autonomous system, routers in one area, it has to transmit to in another area, that particular table will be in this form. Like area 1, these all are the computers are available, or in area 2, these all computers. So basically this gives an idea, it supports hierarchical routing. Okay, hierarchical routing means what? Logically the table size will be less, forwarding of the data will be done fastly. Okay, like that. So this is the combination of all given. So they are asking the incorrect statement, accordingly you can give the answer. Okay, yeah, it supports the hierarchical routing. Good. Yeah, this is a question in the network layer. Okay, and in the remaining questions, like if you observe starting here told, the information, if you observe this one, in this wrap around time question, so last year also they have given this model only. In the GTQ also, if you observe, we have talked about this one. So basically in the case of TCP, what is going to happen? 1 byte, okay, or for every byte, one sequence number is assigned. One sequence number is assigned. And you know, in the design, they are going to provide what protocol? Okay, 2 power 32 sequence numbers, then 2 power 32 bytes. So this relation you have to correlate with the bandwidth to get the final value. So the information is not given completely by the students. Accordingly, we can. So possibly 5 questions they have given. Yes. In this one more question, that is the third question regarding persistent and non-persistent. So we didn't get the complete information. So basically, what is this persistent? Say for example, a server suppose contains one text file, assume like that, one text file, okay, suppose say plus 2 images. Then whenever the client is requesting for a service to that server, then this text file also will be considered as the one file. So now 1 plus 2, it is totally 3 files. So basically if it is asking for the persistent, when the connection is established, during that time only all these 3 objects you can access. For initial connection establishment, 1 RTT, just have taken some example. Then for all these 3 files, 3 more RTTs and 4 RTTs are going to happen. But if you go for the non-persistent, एक बार आप connection establish करेगी 1 RTT, उस पर आप you can access 1 text file, then connection will be closed. So totally just to access 1 text file, 2 RTTs are required. So basically when I am considering 3, 2 into 3, 6 RTTs. So accordingly how many objects they have mentioned, if the question is given by the students, we can give. So these all are the different questions which are asked in the computer networks. So basically in this stop and wait ARQ, the logic is so simple. When they talk about the transmission rate, okay, we should have a clear idea whether they are talking about a throughput or the bandwidth, because in a generalized formula, percentage of a link utilization TT by TT plus 2 into PT, that in the TT there will be a bandwidth. And when they have mentioned it is a transmission rate will always be less than or equal to bandwidth. So once the complete data with correct information, if we can get, then we can give the exact and precise answer. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
चलिए यार देखेंगे हम लोग मैथमेटिक्स के क्वेश्चन। दो एक क्वेश्चन आया है ये मैक्सिमम मिनिमम क्वेश्चन, बेसिकली क्वेश्चन है कैलकुलस से। दो इसमें क्या दिया हुआ है, एक फंक्शन दिया हुआ है और फंक्शन बड़ा सिंपल सा दिया हुआ है। देखो जरा फंक्शन क्या दिया हुआ है। फंक्शन दिया है f ऑफ x इज इक्वल टू एक्स क्यूब प्लस 15 एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस 13x। अगर मैं इसका फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव निकालता हूं तो फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव क्या हो जाएगा, इट इज 3x स्क्वायर, इट इज 3x स्क्वायर। बेसिकली देखो अगर इसका फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव निकालते हैं क्या आ जाएगा, ये 3x स्क्वायर फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव प्लस 30x माइनस 33। अगर हम लोग इस फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव को क्या करेंगे, जीरो, तो यहां से देखो 3 कॉमन ले लो, जीरो कर देंगे, कितना आ जाएगा, ये 10x माइनस 11 दैट इज इक्वल टू 0। सो x का वैल्यू यहां से क्या क्या आ गया, 1 और -1। अब हम लोग क्या करते हैं, इसका सेकेंड डेरिवेटिव निकाल लेते हैं, f डबल डैश x। अगर हम लोग इसका सेकेंड डेरिवेटिव निकालते हैं, अगर इसका हम लोग सेकेंड डेरिवेटिव निकालेंगे तो क्या आ जाएगा, ये इट इज 6x प्लस 30। अब क्या करो, जरा सेकेंड डेरिवेटिव निकाल लो, कहां पर, एट x इक्वल टू 1 पे। सो x इक्वल टू 1 पे कितना हो जाएगा, 6 इंटू 1 प्लस 30, कितना होगा, ये 36 विच इज पॉजिटिव। अब सोचो सेकेंड डेरिवेटिव अगर पॉजिटिव है तो यहां पर क्या आएगा, एक लोकल मिनिमा होगा, हियर इट विल बी लोकल मिनिमा। नाउ हम लोग जरा इसका सेकेंड डेरिवेटिव निकालते हैं, कहां पर, एट x इक्वल टू -11 पे, कितना हो जाएगा, 6 इंटू -11 प्लस 30। सो बेसिकली इट इज -66 प्लस 30, तो ये कितना हो जाएगा, दैट इज -33 विच इज लेस देन 0। इसका मतलब है कि x इक्वल टू -11 पे यहां क्या हो जाएगा, लोकल मैक्सिमा। सो इसका मतलब है कि यहां पर दो पॉइंट है, एक पॉइंट पे लोकल मैक्सिमा है और एक पॉइंट पे लोकल मिनिमा है। सो fx हैज लोकल मिनिमा, fx हैज लोकल मैक्सिमा। सो बेसिकली द क्वेश्चन ऑफ MSQ एंड द ऑप्शन A एंड ऑप्शन C बोथ आर करेक्ट। क्लियर है, गो विद द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। अच्छा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज अगेन द क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द कैलकुलस और ये है क्वेश्चन मल्टीपल इंटीग्रेशन का। अच्छा देखो यहां पे चूंकि इंटीग्रेशन का जो लिमिट है इट इज कांस्टेंट, सो इट विल बी द डिसीजन विल बी टेकन बाय द ऑर्डर इन विच dy dz एंड dx इज गिवन। सो बेसिकली ये लिमिट किसका है, z का, ये लिमिट किसका है, y का, और ये लिमिट किसका है, x का। तो सबसे पहले इंटीग्रेशन होगा विद रिस्पेक्ट टू z। जब विद रिस्पेक्ट टू z करेंगे तो जरा देखो z क्यूब जो फंक्शन है ये कैसा फंक्शन है, एक ऑड फंक्शन है। अगर ये ऑड फंक्शन है, इसका इंटीग्रेशन करोगे फ्रॉम -a से, मतलब -1 से 1, तो इसका इंटीग्रेशन का वैल्यू क्या आएगा, 0। इसका मतलब ये बचेगा -3 से 3, -2 से 2, ये हो जाएगा 4x स्क्वायर z, और लिमिट लग जाएगा कहां से कहां तक, -1 से 1, और यहां आएगा dy dz, और इसका इंटीग्रेशन हो जाएगा 0। तो ये हो जाएगा -2 से 2 एंड -3 से 3, कितना हो जाएगा, ये 8x स्क्वायर, अच्छा y छूट गया है, x स्क्वायर y, और यहां क्या बचेगा, dy dz, सॉरी dy dx। अब जरा देखो यहां पर अब होगा इंटीग्रेशन विद रिस्पेक्ट टू y, और विद रिस्पेक्ट टू y करेंगे तो उसमें 8x स्क्वायर क्या रहेगा, कांस्टेंट। अगर 8x स्क्वायर कांस्टेंट है एंड यू आर इंटीग्रेटिंग विद रिस्पेक्ट टू y, तो y हमेशा क्या हो जाएगा, यहां ऑड फंक्शन, और ऑड फंक्शन का इंटीग्रेशन -a से a में, मतलब -2 में 2 क्या हो जाएगा, ये 0। डायरेक्टली द आंसर इज 0। इसका मतलब ये क्वेश्चन है NET का एंड द आंसर विल बी 0। खत्म हो गया क्वेश्चन, सो सिंपल क्वेश्चन, यहां पूरा सॉल्व करने की जरूरत ही नहीं था क्वेश्चन में। क्लियर है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज सो सिंपल है यार, इससे आसान क्वेश्चन क्या ही लेंगे। देखो एक क्या दिया है, एक मैट्रिक्स A है, जरा देखो एक मैट्रिक्स A है। अगर मुझे बोला गया है कि इसका डिटर्मिनेंट और इसका डिटर्मिनेंट, जरा चेक करो मैट्रिक्स A का फर्स्ट, जैसे मान लो हम इसको पहले बना देते हैं डिटर्मिनेंट, चलो इसको भी लिखते हैं डिटर्मिनेंट वाइज, ठीक। तो जरा मैट्रिक्स A का सेकेंड रो और फोर्थ रो देखो, इसका देखो सेकेंड रो और फोर्थ रो दोनों सेम है। अगर मैं मैट्रिक्स A में एक ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन लगा दूं, जरा देखो कौन सा, फर्स्ट रो को क्या करो, थर्ड रो से ट्रांसफर कर दो, मतलब Ri इज रिप्लेस्ड विथ R1 इज रिप्लेस्ड बाय R3, तो इस रो को R1 को R3 से रिप्लेस करो, तो ये चला जाएगा 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2, और ये चला जाएगा थर्ड रो क्या हो जाएगा 1 2 3 4। इसका मतलब देख रहे हो यहां जो इंटरचेंज करने के बाद क्या आएगा, अगर आपने R1 को R3 से इंटरचेंज करोगे तो क्या आ जाएगा, डिटर्मिनेंट ऑफ B, और जब हम लोग इंटरचेंज करते हैं तो यहां साइन क्या लगेगा, माइनस का। इसका मतलब है डिटर्मिनेंट ऑफ A इज इक्वल टू क्या आ जाएगा, माइनस साइन, तो एक माइनस साइन लग जाएगा बस। तो ये
इंटरचेंज करने पर माइनस साइन लगेगा, तो बेसिकली क्या आएगा, माइनस ए इक्वल टू बी, डिटर्मिनेंट ऑफ बी। सो यहां से ऑप्शन ए इज करेक्ट है। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, इट्स अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ कैलकुलस, सॉरी प्रोबेबिलिटी, एंड इट्स वेरी वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन। अच्छा क्वेश्चन दिया, यही एक क्वेश्चन मुझे लगा कि जो बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है। जो एक क्वाइन को टॉस किया गया है 2 बार, अगर एक क्वाइन को आपने टॉस किया 2 बार तो उसका सैंपल स्पेस क्या क्या हो सकता है, इट इज एच एच, एच टी, टी एच एंड टी टी, ये हो सकता है। अच्छा, एक इवेंट दिया है ए क्या है, दोनों साइड हेड हो, मतलब ए के अंदर क्या क्या आएगा, एच एच। बी के अंदर बी इवेंट क्या है, देखो बी इवेंट है, इवेंट ऑफ बी इज हेड ऑन द फर्स्ट टॉस। अच्छा, कह रहा है कि फर्स्ट टॉस पे हेड हो, तो दूसरे टॉस पे कुछ भी हो सकता है, एक्स लिख दिया मैंने, मतलब यहां क्या क्या हो सकता है, या तो ये आएगा, या तो ये आएगा एच टी, या फिर ये हो सकता है एच एच, तो ये हो गया बी के साथ। अच्छा, सी में बोला गया है कि सेकंड पर हेड है, तो फर्स्ट पर क्या हो सकता है, टेल, और सेकंड पे हेड ही रखना है, या फिर फर्स्ट पे भी हेड, सेकंड पे भी हेड। अच्छा जी, अब जरा देखो, हम लोग अगर बात करें ए की प्रोबेबिलिटी क्या होगा, तो एच एच की प्रोबेबिलिटी क्या हो जाएगा, इट इज 1/2 इंटू 1/2। सो बेसिकली ये कितना हो जाएगा, 1/4, 1/4। सिमिलरली यहां क्या आ जाएगा, प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ बी विल बी इक्वल टू 1/2 इंटू 1/2 प्लस 1/2 इंटू 1/2, एंड दैट इज इक्वल टू 1/2। यहां क्या आ जाएगा, प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ सी, इट इज अगेन 1/2 इंटू 1/2 प्लस 1/2 इंटू 1/2, कितना आ जाएगा ये, 1/2। ओके, नाउ जरा चेक करो, ए इंटरसेक्शन बी, ए इंटरसेक्शन बी करो, ए का इंटरसेक्शन को बी से करेंगे तो कॉमन क्या है, एच एच। अगर ये एच एच कॉमन है तो इसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी क्या हो जाएगा, 1/2 इंटू 1/2, एंड दैट इज इक्वल टू कितना हो जाएगा, 1/4। सो प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ ए इंटरसेक्शन बी हमारे पास कितना है, इट इज 1/4। ओके, जरा यहीं से निकाल लो, ए इंटरसेक्शन सी, ए इंटरसेक्शन सी करोगे तो क्या आएगा, एच एच, अगेन एच एच। अब चेक करो, एच एच का मतलब हो जाएगा, इट इज 1/2 इंटू 1/2, अगेन इट इज 1/4। सो प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ ए इंटरसेक्शन सी इज ऑल्सो 1/4। एक और काम कर लो, बी इंटरसेक्शन सी निकाल लो, तो बी और सी में कॉमन क्या है, अगेन एच एच, तो इसकी भी प्रोबेबिलिटी हो गया कितना, 1/4। सो प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ बी इंटरसेक्शन सी कितना हो जाएगा, ये 1/4। एक चीज देखो, यहां पर हमें दिया है प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ ए, हम निकाल चुके हैं, प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ ए हमारा कितना है, 1/4। प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ बी हमारा आया है 1/2 एंड प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ सी आया है 1/2। जरा चेक करो, प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ बी इंटू प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ सी कितना हो गया, इट इज 1/4, एंड इट इज इक्वल टू प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ बी इंटरसेक्शन सी। इसका मतलब है कि जब दो इवेंट, देखो प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ बी इंटरसेक्शन सी शुड बी इक्वल टू पी ऑफ बी इंटू पी ऑफ सी इफ बी एंड सी आर इंडिपेंडेंट इवेंट। इसका मतलब है कि बी और सी हमारा कैसा इवेंट है, इंडिपेंडेंट इवेंट है। एक ऑप्शन तो ये करेक्ट है, और अगर बी और सी इंडिपेंडेंट इवेंट है तो अकॉर्डिंग टू प्रोबेबिलिटी कंडीशन बी बाई सी शुड बी इक्वल टू प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ बी। तो यहां से हमें यह भी समझ में आता है कि ऑप्शन डी भी करेक्ट है। सो इसका मतलब है इस क्वेश्चन का 2 ऑप्शन सही है, एक ऑप्शन बी और ऑप्शन डी, एंड इट इज अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ एमएसक्यू। तो इसका ऑप्शन बी और ऑप्शन डी करेक्ट है यार। तो यही 4 क्वेश्चन पूछे गए थे यार, एंड आई थिंक ऑल द क्वेश्चंस आर सिंपल क्वेश्चन एंड सिमिलर क्वेश्चन। मतलब सिंपल क्वेश्चन है, इसमें कोई भी क्वेश्चन कॉम्प्लिकेटेड नहीं है, बस ये बोल देंगे कि जो प्रोबेबिलिटी का क्वेश्चन था थोड़ा सा अच्छा क्वेश्चन है। दिस इज ऑल फ्रॉम मैथमेटिक्स साइज।
Myself, I am Srinivas. So, I will be discussing the digital logic memory based questions which came today's paper in CSE, Computer Science GATE exam. Let me start with this first question. This question belongs to sequential circuit, and here in this circuit we are having two or T flip flops, T1 and T3 are T flip flops, and other is the D flip flop. So, we are having here a counter circuit. Basically it is a synchronous counter because the clock is common to all the flip flops. What we are looking is clock is common to all these three flip flops, and the question is related, truly speaking, to synchronous counter. The question what we are having is initial content in the counter circuit we are having as 0 1 1. The question is which one of the following state of this counter circuit is not produced by the circuit. Which one of the following state is not produced by this counter circuit? It is a question. It is alternatively we can speak as which one of the state is not reachable by this counter circuit. Which one of the following state is not reachable, not used by this counter circuit. So, you can see here we are having initial state which is given. The initial state is given as at Q1, Q2, Q3, it is given as this 0 1 1. And we are looking here based on the connections. The flip flop 1, that is a T flip flop, T1 input is Q3 complement, and flip flop 2 is a D flip flop. D flip flop input is Q1, and flip flop 3 is T flip flop. T3 input is Q2. Right. We need to find which one of the following state not reachable by this counter circuit, or which one of the following state is not produced by this counter circuit. We need to identify. So, to identify this, while applying the clock signal, we need to check which are the states which are used by this counter circuit. So, before applying any clock signal, we are looking here. The flip flop 1 input is a Q3 complement. So, we are having here Q3 is 1. So, Q3 complement is 0. And D2 is Q1, Q1 is 0. T3 is Q2, Q2 is 1. So, these are the inputs what we are having before applying the clock signal. So, as and when we are applying the clock signal, T flip flop, whenever T input is 0, it is a memory device. So, no change in the output. Because of this 0, we are looking here, the flip flop 1 value is not changing. It is same as the previous state. As and when the D input is 0, because of this 0, we are looking the flip flop 2 output is 0. As and when we are looking T3 is Q2, Q2 is 1. Because of this one, flip flop 3 is toggling. So that after the state of 0 1 1, with the first clock signal, the content of the counter is 0 0 0. So, before applying the next clock pulse, if you look here, Q3 complement, Q3 is 0, Q3 complement is 1. D2 is Q1, Q1 is 0. T3 is Q2, Q2 is 0. So, as and when we are applying the clock signal, because of this 1, the T flip flop is toggling. Flip flop 1 is a toggle flip flop, T flip flop is toggling. Because of this 0, D flip flop output is 0. Because of this 0, T flip flop output is same as the previous state. As we know, the flip flop 1 and flip flop 3 are T flip flops. The flip flop 2 is D flip flop. Now, before applying the next clock pulse, inputs we check Q3 complement. Q3 is 0, Q3 complement is 1, and D2 is Q1, Q1 is 1, T3 is Q2, Q2 is 0. So, whenever we are applying this third clock pulse, because of this 1, the T flip flop is getting toggle. So it is a complement of the previous state, and because of this 1, D flip-flop output is 1. Because of this 0, T flip-flop output is same as the previous state. So basically, to work on this counter circuit, you need to know the D flip-flop truth table and T flip-flop truth table. So before applying the next clock pulse, if you see Q3 complement inputs we are looking, Q3 is 0, Q3 complement is 1. It is Q1, Q1 is 0, Q2, Q2 is 1. So whenever we are applying the fourth clock pulse, because of this 1, the flip-flop 1 is toggling. Because of this 0, D flip-flop output is 0. Because of this 1, this flip-flop 3 is toggling. So it is not reached to the initial state, so we are going on applying the clock pulses until the circuit is back to initial state. So before applying the next clock pulse, if you look to the inputs, T1 is Q3 complement, Q3 is 1, Q3 complement is 0. This is Q1, Q1 is 1, it is Q2, Q2 is 0. Now, when we are applying fifth clock pulse, because of this 0, the T flip-flop output is same as the previous state. Because of this 1, the D flip-flop output is 1. Because of this 0, T flip-flop output is same as the previous state. So it is not initial state, we are going further. Before next clock pulse inputs we check, Q3 complement, Q3 is 1, Q3 complement is 0, and this Q1 is 1, this Q2 is 1. When we are applying the sixth clock pulse, because of this 0, the T flip-flop output same as the previous state. Because of this 1, the D flip-flop output is 1. Because of this 1, the T flip-flop, that is flip-flop 3 is toggling. Again we are looking, it is not initial state, we need to go for the next clock pulse. So before going to apply the next clock pulse inputs we check, T1 is Q3 complement, Q3 is 0, Q3 complement is 1, Q1 is 1, Q2 is 1. When we are applying the seventh clock pulse, because of this 1, the flip-flop 1 is toggling. Because of this 1, D flip-flop output is 1. Because of this 1, the T flip-flop is getting toggled. So we are looking here, circuit is back to this initial state. It is back to this initial state after 7 clock pulses. And in the circuit switching sequence, if at all we are looking, which one of the following state is not used? Which one of the following state, if at all we are checking, which is not used? So 0 is used, but we are looking here this 0, 0, 1, it is not used, and 2 is used, right? 3 is used, 4 is used, 5 is used, 6 is used, 7 is used. So what we are looking is, this state is not used by the counter circuit. This state is not used by this counter circuit. So question what we are looking, which one of the following state is not produced by this given counter circuit. So we are looking here, the state 0, 0, 1 is not produced by this counter circuit. So based on this, the answer to this question is option D. Answer to this question is option D. Let us move to the next question. So this question we are having here, which is related with the multiplexer. The question what we are looking is the output of the multiplexer. The output of this multiplexer is connected to one of its input as shown below. So basically this is output, this is connected to one of its input. Now the question is which one of these it's functionally equivalent. So based on this connection, a connection के हिसाब से we need to identify which one of this given option is functionally equivalent to this given circuit. This is something what we need to identify. So we are having the knowledge of 2:1 multiplexer output equation. 2:1 multiplexer output equation, 2:1 multiplexer output equation, if you look, select input whenever 0, selection is for line 0, and whenever select input S is 1, the selection is for line 1, is the one what we know. Okay, so we are looking here, whenever we are having S is 0, if at all we are having S is 0, the output will be reading as S complement and this line 0 input, S complement and this line 0 input. And we know well this, whenever S is 0, S complement is 1, so that output is, we are looking as a line 0 input, and we know well this line 0 input is, the output, because line 0 is connected to the output. So basically what we are looking is, whenever S is 0, there is no change in the output, and as and when S is 1, S is 1, whenever S is 1, we are looking here output which is equivalent to line 1 input. So that whatever the input we are having at the line 1, that is coming as the output, So it is as good as the functionality of the latch, it is as good as the functionality of the D latch. So based on this, the answer to this question we are having as option B. So answer to this question is option B. So whenever S is 0, we are having, there is no change in the output. Whenever S is 1, output is coming the line 1 input. So what is the input which is connected to the line 1, that is coming as the output. So we are looking here, this multiplexer functionality is very similar to a D-type latch. So answer to this question is option D. It is MSQ question. It is a very good question. We are looking here in this circuit. Here it is a 2:1 multiplexer, and these are 4:1 multiplexers. Here it is given, as per the given data, a function f which is on the variables a, b and c. What is the function f which is mentioned in the problem statement? The function f is given as a complement or with a complement c or with a b complement c. Then the value of this x0 to x7, then the values of this x0 to x7 we need to identify. And we are looking here, this 2:1 multiplexer, select input is connected to B, and coming to this 4:1 multiplexers, अगर आप 4:1 multiplexer को आए तो in 4:1 multiplexers S1 and S0 are connected to A and C variables of this given function, A and C of the given function. Now the question is, we need to identify what are the values we need to connect x0 to this x7. The values what we are going to mention, they must be binary values. The values must be binary values in terms of zeros and ones. So if you look here, whenever we are having B is 0, whenever we are having B is 0, it is possible for us to identify we are having selection from this multiplexer 1 output. We are having selection from this multiplexer 1 output. Whenever B is 0, from this multiplexer we are having the output of the multiplexer 1. Right. The multiplexer 1 output is depending upon A and C values. Multiplexer 1 का output depend होते A and C values के ऊपर. And whenever we are having B value is 1, in this circuit for this 2:1 multiplexer, अगर B value 1 रहे तो we are looking here the output of this multiplexer is multiplexer 2 output. While naming this as a multiplexer 1, we must name this as multiplexer 2, and multiplexer 2 output is depending upon this A and C values. Based on this A and C values, one of the input from this multiplexer is selected, that is coming as the output. So to work out on this question, first we need to identify what are the minterms of this given function. What are the minterms of this given function? We need to identify. The function we are having on these variables A, B, C, and it is given in the SOP form as A complement or with A complement C or with AB complement C, AB complement C. So at all we are grouping these two terms. अगर this A complement C अगर आप group कर सके तो it is giving A complement, and this let me keep as it is A B complement C. Now from this we need to identify the minterms. Multiple ways we can think to identify the minterms. If we use 3 variable K map, it is one of the way. In fact, little simple and it will take less time. We are having here, these are the variables in this order. Here we are having A, here we are having B, here we are having C. So A complement we are having the group of these 4 cells. A complement we are reading the group of these 4 cells, and A B complement C is basically this. With the knowledge of cell numbers, you can recognize which are the minterms we are having for this function. So we are able to recognize, अगर बराबर देखें तो we are having the minterms of this function which is implemented by this multiplexer circuit are 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3 and 5. These are the minterms of the given function, right? So for this function, if we develop the truth table, we are developing the truth table for this function. These are the combinations we know. These are the 8 combinations we know on these 3 Boolean variables, right? And if you look to the truth table of the function, we are having here function output for combination 0, 1, 2, 3 and 5, it is 1. For other 3 combinations, output is 0. For these 5 combinations 0, 1, 2, 3 and 5, the function output is 1, and for combination 6 and 7, function output is 0. And we are looking here, B is the select input of this 2x1 multiplexer. It is the select input of this 2x1 multiplexer. Whenever B is 0, we are having these combinations with B equal to 0. So whenever B is 0, we are having selection of the multiplexer 1 output. We are having selection of the multiplexer 1 output. So whenever B is 0, based on A and C values, we are having one of the input, which is coming as the output of this multiplexer 1. So whenever A and C are 0, zeros, whenever this A and C are 0, zeros, look well here, it is important concept. Whenever AC we are having 0, 0, this is referring to x0. Whenever AC are 0, 1, it is referring to input line 1. So assume here, of course, it is a memory based questions. So default, this is a thing what you need to understand. these are 0, 1, 2, 3, here also 0, 1, 2 and 3. So whenever we are having B is 0 with A and C, because of this A and C 0, 0 selection is for x0. Because of A and C 0, 1 the selection is for line 1. So line 1 is referring to x1 and 0, 0 is referring to x0. And similarly, whenever AC is 1, 0, whenever AC is 1, 0, it is referring to line 3. And whenever AC 1, 1, whenever AC 1, 0 is referring to line 2, whenever 1, 1 it is referring to line 3. So that we are looking here, x0 value must be connected to 1, x1 value must be connected 1, x2 value must be connected to 0, x3 value must be connected to 1. And similar work we are extending whenever B is 1. Whenever B is 1, we are recognizing B is 1 for these two combinations and for these two combinations. And whenever B is 1, the selection is multiplexer to output. The multiplexer to output is depending upon A and C values. So whenever A and C 0, 0, whenever A and C 0, 0, it is referring to input line 4. It is referring to input line 4. It is referring to input line 4. So line 4 must be connected to 1. Whenever A and C 0, 1, whenever A and C 0, 1, it is referring to line 5. And whenever A and C are 1, 0, it is referring to line 2. It must be connected to 0. Whenever A and C 1, 1 is a line 3 from this multiplexer, it must be connected to this 6, this 7. So that we are looking here, x4, x5 must be connected to 1, x6 and x7 must be connected to 0. So it is a multiple choice MCQ question. So one of the option we are having as this, one of the option is this. So it is the answer. It's a very good question. It is a very good question. And of course, we got this question from one of our MedEasy student. So very few probably might be given correct answer to this question. So if you are having proper conceptual knowledge, it is easy to speak the answer. So this type of questions, as a MedEasy students, you know, these are covered well in our online and offline batches. So whenever B is 0, the selection is for line 0 from this multiplexer. Line 0 is connected to multiplexer 1. So multiplexer 1 output is the overall circuit output. The multiplexer 1 output is depending upon A and C values. Whenever B is 1, the selection is line 1 from this multiplexer, line 1 from this multiplexer. So line 1 is connected to the multiplexer 2 output. Multiplexer 2 output is depending upon this A and C values. So to work out on this question, the work what we did was, first we tried to identify what are the minterms of the function which is implemented by this given multiplexer circuit. So one of the way we identified, one of the way we worked out to identify the minterms. This is not the only way to identify the minterms. Even with the expansion processor or other processor we can use. After reading the minterms, because to speak what are the values which are to be connected to x0 to x7, we developed the truth table for this function. From this truth table we are recognizing whenever S is 0, S is 0 means I am talking about this multiplexer 2, or whenever B is 0 another way. अगर आप B equal to 0 बोले तो are having the multiplexer 2 by 1 multiplexer usage. So whenever B is 0, they are having, these are the combinations. So for that, the selection is from the multiplexer 1 output. So multiplexer 1 output is depending upon A and C values. Based on A and C values, we are able to recognize whenever A is 0, C is 0, it is a line 0. Whenever A is 0, C is 1, it is a line 1 from the multiplexer 1, and so on. For 1, 0, it is a line 2, 1, 1, 1, it is a line 3. So from this, we are recognizing what are to be connected to x0 to x3. And similarly, whenever B is 1, whenever B is 1, these 4 combinations are referring, and based on A and C values, we are recognizing from the multiplexer 2, whenever AC is 0, 0, selection is for line 0. So that is referring to X4, it is referring to X4. X4 must be connected to 1. Whenever AC is 0, 1, it is referring to X5, it must be connected to 1. Similarly, whenever AC 1, 0, it is referring to line 2, it must be connected to 0. Whenever 1, 1, it is referring to X7, it must be connected to 0. Based on this, we are recognizing these are the values which are to be connected to X0 to X7, X0 to X7. So very good question it is. Come to this question number 3 from the number system. We are having here a question. The given number, it is radix 4 number. It is to be written as a radix 5 number. So what is X value is the question we are having. So first we need to convert this number as a decimal number. Once we are converting as decimal number, then we can read radix equivalent 5 number. So for reading this, based on the number system knowledge, it is referring to the positional weight 4 to the power of 0, 4 to the power of 1, 4 to the power of 2. So from this we are able to recognize 1 into 16 plus 3 into 4 plus 2. So which is giving 16 plus 12 plus 2. So that effectively we are reading is a decimal 13. So this decimal 30, this is a decimal 30. This decimal 30 is to be read as a radix 5. So it is to be divided until we are having the coefficient lesser than this radix. So we are looking 3 6 30, remainder is 0. Sorry, 5 6 30, remainder is 0. 5 1 1, remainder is 1. So that if we are looking here X value is referring to 110. So the answer to this question is 110. Okay, so this question will be dealt by CO faculty. So let me stop. So these are the questions what we are having from the digital subject. So a very good question came from the multiplexer part, and reasonably good question from the counter circuit, and 2-by multiplexer question also, it is a good question. Number system, of course, easy question. Okay. So this question Sagar sir will deal. Thank you.
Hello students, this is the question from the floating point data representation. So in the question, two variables given, P and Q. P given in a hexadecimal format, Q value given in a hexadecimal format. So this is a IEEE 754 single precision format. We need to identify the product of P and Q. So first we need to take single precision format. Single precision format is 32-bit format. Internal structure contain 1-bit sign, 8-bit BE and 23-bit mantissa. So by default IEEE bias is normal bias. So normal bias value is equal to plus 127. Right. Now we are going to convert P value and also Q value. In the memory, P value is in hexadecimal format C180. 4 zeros. This is hexadecimal value. Its binary equivalent is like this. So we are keeping this information into the format 1 bit sign. So 8 bits allocated for BE and remaining 23 bits are allocated for mantissa. So sign is negative. So here actual exponent value is biased exponent minus bias. So this value in decimal 131 minus bias 127. This is equal to plus 4. So mantissa value is equal to 0. So finally P value is minus normalized mantissa 1.0 into 2 to the power of plus 4. So this is the P value, correct? Next, Q value. Q value is 3F5C 2EF4 base H. So its binary equivalent is 0011 1111. Right, this is the binary equivalent of the given hexadecimal. Now interpreting this into the 32-bit format, sign 1 bit, next 8 bits are used for BE and remaining bits are used for mantissa. Sign 0 means positive, AE equal to BE minus bias, BE value 126 minus bias 127, that is minus 1. Then mantissa value 23 bits of precision. So finally Q value is plus normalized mantissa 1 point, this 23 bit precision 1011 1000 0010 1110 4 ones and 0100, right, into 2 to the power of minus 1. So this is the P and Q values. Now we need to conduct the multiplication between P and Q. So when we are doing the multiplication, first thing is add the exponents. So multiplication process, sign, positive sign and negative sign, therefore sign of the final product is negative. Then AE, add the exponents, so that is plus 4 plus minus 1, so this is equal to plus 3. Then mantissa, P mantissa is 1, Q mantissa is 1 point something, so 1 into this mantissa, so there is no change of Q mantissa. So P into Q mantissa value is 1.1011 10000 101111 0 4 ones 0100. So final data is P into Q, final product is minus 1.1011 1 0000 4 zeros 10 3 ones 0 4 ones 0100, okay, into 2 to the power of plus 3. This is the binary value, right? So according to the question, as a memory based question, we don't know the exact answer required either in the decimal or hexadecimal. So that I just taken the assumption to store this value into the memory, because input data given in the hexadecimal, final product is also required in the hexadecimal. So when I store this into the memory, sign value negative, that means negative sign binary value is 1. Then BE equal to AE plus 3 bias plus 127, so BE equal to 130. So 138 bit value is, right, this is the 130. Then mantissa value is already mentioned here, this is the mantissa. Now put this information into the 32-bit format. Sign is negative, BE 100 0010 and mantissa only fraction part 1011 100000 1 0 1 1 1 and 0 4 ones and 0 1 0 0. Now put this information into the format like this: Sine, BE and Mantissa. When you group 4 bits, that gives the hexadecimal value. This is C, this is 1 5, C 2, E, F 4. Okay students, this is the final product. When memory based question is concerned, we don't know the exact options given in the question. So if the question is having the hexadecimal options, compulsory your answer should be C1, 5C, 2E, F4. This is the final product after multiplying P and Q variables in a 32-bit floating point format. Okay students, yeah, this is the answer. Finally, my dear students, GATE 2023 question paper analysis from the Made Easy team is completed. On behalf of Made Easy family, I wish you all good luck. Thank you my dear students. Bye bye. Take care.